Here's a fact that might ruin breakfast for you. Most of the maple syrup sitting in American kitchens right now has never touched a maple tree. Not even close. Every year, Americans spend over $2 billion on syrup. That is billion with a B, and the vast majority of those bottles lining the shelves are not maple syrup at all. They are carefully engineered blends of corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, and chemical additives packaged in bottles designed to look like they came straight from a Vermont sugar house. The labels show cabins, they show trees. They use words like original and rich and natural. But flip that bottle around, and the ingredient list tells a very different story. Now here's the good news. Real maple syrup does exist. It is one of the most extraordinary natural sweeteners on the planet. One ingredient, no factories, just trees. I spent over 40 hours auditing every bottle on the shelf to find the truth, and the results were not what I expected. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which 5 brands are robbing you blind and which 3 are actually worth your money. And the brand that won, you can probably find it at a store you already shop at. Let us get into it. To understand how the syrup industry got here, you need to understand one number, 40. That is how many gallons of raw maple sap it takes to produce a single gallon of real maple syrup. A sugar house collects that sap from tapped maple trees in early spring, then boils it for hours, evaporating 39 gallons of water to concentrate the natural sugars into syrup. The wholesale cost of 1 gallon of the real thing sits between $30 and $40. Now here is where the math gets interesting. Corn syrup costs roughly $3 a gallon. So if you are a corporation looking at a spreadsheet, the choice writes itself. Why spend $40 on tree sap when you can spend $3 on a corn derivative? Add some caramel color to fake the amber hue. Throw in some artificial maple flavoring, and sell it in a bottle shaped like a log cabin. The FDA requires that anything labeled maple syrup must actually be 100% pure maple sap, boiled down with no added sweeteners. But here's the loophole. If a company calls its product pancake syrup or table syrup or breakfast syrup, there is no requirement to include a single drop of maple, 0%. And if they want to call it maple flavored, the FDA only requires 10% actual maple content. So what fills the rest of that bottle? Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, cellulose gum, caramel color, sodium hexametaphosphate, sodium benzoate, sorbic acid, chemical preservatives designed to give a shelf life that real maple syrup does not need, because real maple syrup is naturally preserved by its sugar concentration. This is not a food product, this is a logistical magic trick. 5 brands to skip brand. 1. Pearl Milling Company. If the name does not ring a bell, the old one will. This is the syrup formerly known as Aunt Jemima, rebranded in 2021. The recipe, however, did not change. It is still the #1 selling syrup brand in the United States. Flip the bottle. The first 2 ingredients are corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup. Then comes water, cellulose gum, caramel color, and a lineup of chemical preservatives including sodium hexametaphosphate, sodium benzoate, and sorbic acid. 4 of those ingredients are classified as unacceptable in food by Whole Foods Market. There is 0% real maple syrup in this bottle. The original formula actually contained real sugar and real maple sugar syrup. That era is long gone. Brand 2, Mrs. Butterworth's. The iconic grandmother-shaped bottle is designed to feel warm, homemade, and nostalgic. The ingredient list is anything but. It leads with high fructose corn syrup and corn syrup, followed by water, cellulose gum, salt, cane syrup, caramel color, sodium hexametaphosphate, sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate, natural and artificial flavors, citric acid, molasses, lactic acid, and mono and diglycerides. That is over 13 ingredients, and not one of them is maple. The brand used to contain real butter. That is literally where the name comes from. It does not contain butter anymore either, just the flavor of it manufactured in a lab. Brand 3, Hungry Jack. Hungry Jack leans into the comfort food angle. Its microwavable bottle shows you when it is hot, with a built-in temperature indicator. What it does not show you is that inside, the formula is corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, water, cellulose gum, salt, caramel color, sorbic acid, sodium benzoate, sodium citrate, and natural and artificial flavors. No maple, no tree sap, no boiling. Just a factory formulation designed to approximate a taste that nature already perfected. Brand 4, Log Cabin. This one stings the most. Log Cabin was the first commercial pancake syrup brand in America, launched in 1887. The original recipe contained 45% real maple syrup. Today, that number is 0. The front of the bottle proudly states, no high fructose corn syrup. Flip it around. The first ingredient is regular corn syrup, followed by water, sugar, salt, sodium hexametaphosphate, sodium benzoate, sorbic acid, caramel color, phosphoric acid, and mono and diglycerides. Read the fine print. Removing one form of processed corn sweetener and replacing it with another is not a health upgrade. It is a marketing strategy. Brand 5, Great Value Walmart's store brand follows the exact same industrial blueprint. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, and the same chemical cocktail of preservatives, thickeners, and artificial flavors that every other fake syrup relies on. The price is lower, but the formula is identical. You are paying less for the same product that is not maple syrup. You do not need a chemistry lab to figure out if your syrup is real. You need about 10 seconds and one hand. Pick up your syrup bottle and flip it around. Read the ingredient list. If the first ingredient is corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup, or anything other than maple syrup, put it back. Real maple syrup has exactly one ingredient. 1. It says maple syrup or pure maple syrup. That is it. No cellulose gum. No sodium hexametaphosphate. No caramel color. If there is a paragraph of ingredients on the back, it is not maple syrup. Period. Now, if you want a second confirmation, try the water drop test. Fill a glass with cold water, drop a small spoonful of your syrup into it. Real maple syrup is denser than water. It will hold its shape, sink to the bottom, and settle without dissolving. Corn syrup blends tend to disperse, break apart, and cloud the water almost immediately because their viscosity and sugar structure are fundamentally different. These two tests take less than a minute and they will tell you everything the front label will not. 3 brands that are actually worth the price. Brand 1, Butternut Mountain Farm. This is a family-owned operation based in Morrisville, Vermont, running since 1972. Local farmers have been selling their maple syrup to the Marvin family for over 40 years. The company processes and distributes it with a single ingredient on every label, maple syrup. That is all. It is USDA organic certified, available across all 4 grade A classifications, from golden delicate to very dark, strong taste. It consistently wins blind taste tests, praise for a velvety texture and a rich, pronounced maple flavor that no factory can replicate. The entry-level bottle starts around $8. The best-selling maple syrup on Amazon is not from a mega corporation. It is from a family in Vermont. Brand 2, Kirkland Signature. Here is your value play, Costco's Kirkland Signature. Organic pure maple syrup is 100% grade A amber rich, USDA organic, and sourced from Quebec, Canada, specifically from the maple treat and citadel. 1 ingredient, maple syrup. A Consumer Reports comparison found that Kirkland, the least expensive option tested, actually outperformed the priciest option in both flavor and quality. A 1-liter bottle runs approximately $14.99. That is about 44 cents per ounce for genuine, organic Canadian maple syrup. Compare that to the $6 or $7 you would spend on a bottle of corn syrup dressed up in a cabin-shaped costume. The real thing is not as expensive as they want you to believe. Brand 3, Maple Grove Farms. Another Vermont institution, Maple Grove Farms produces 100% pure maple syrup with USDA, organic certification, and a heritage rooted in traditional New England sugaring. In professional taste tests, it consistently ranks alongside Butternut Mountain Farm as one of the top pure maple syrups available at mainstream grocery stores. Single ingredient, no additives, no preservatives, no artificial anything. The flavor leans slightly lighter and more delicate than Butternut Mountain Farm's robust profile, which makes it an excellent gateway syrup for anyone transitioning from the fake stuff. You will notice the complexity immediately, that toasty, slightly floral caramel depth that corn syrup simply cannot imitate. Let us put this simply. 5 of the most popular syrup brands in America contain 0% maple syrup. They are corn syrup, chemical preservatives, artificial flavors, and caramel coloring, packaged in bottles designed to make you think you are buying something from a sugar house in the woods. Meanwhile, genuine maple syrup, made from 1 ingredient by families who have been tapping trees for generations, is sitting on the same shelf, often for only a few dollars more. Your breakfast table is not a marketing opportunity for these corporations to exploit. You deserve to know what you are actually pouring on your food. Flip the bottle, read the ingredients. And if there is more than 1 ingredient listed, put it back. This has been tasted and tested, the food tell, because you have the right to know the truth. If this video helped you see your syrup shelf differently, subscribe. We audit the food industry so you do not have to.